The legendary tale of USS Constitution, Old Ironsides. The USS Constitution, affectionately known as Old Ironsides, has a legacy steeped in maritime lore, adventure, and patriotism. Commissioned by the United States Navy in 1797, she remains the world's oldest commissioned warship still afloat. As an iconic symbol of American naval prowess, Constitution has weathered centuries of history, engaging in epic. This narrative is proudly brought to you by Polly Speaks For You. At Polly Speaks For You, we are committed to empowering individuals, especially those with disabilities or learning challenges, through innovative text-to-speech and voice recognition technology. Polly Speaks For You is more than just software. It's a tool for self-expression, connecting people with the world in meaningful ways. By blending the richness of history with cutting-edge technology, Polly Speaks For You demonstrates that every voice, whether preserving the past or shaping the future, has the potential to inspire. While we strive to make the story engaging, our primary focus is on storytelling itself. The visuals are secondary. We're showcasing the remarkable capabilities of text-to-speech software that bring these stories to life. And now back to the story. Battles, sparking legends, and captivating the hearts of sailors and citizens alike. This article delves into the storied past of USS Constitution, weaving in vivid anecdotes, personal remembrances, and a few poignant diary entries that bring to life the human side of this great vessel. The birth of a legend, a ship for a new nation. In the late 18th century, the fledgling United States sought to protect its interests at sea amidst growing threats from the Barbary pirates of North Africa and the British Royal Navy. In response, President George Washington approved the construction of 6 frigates to form the backbone of the U.S. Navy. Among these, the USS Constitution, named by President Washington himself, was built in Boston and launched on October 21, 1797. At 204 feet long and built of a strong combination of live oak and southern pine, the Constitution was designed to be faster and more heavily armed than most other ships of her time. This would soon be tested. An anecdote of strength. Old Ironsides. One of the defining moments in the USS Constitution's history came during the War of 1812, when she engaged the British frigate HMS Guerriere on August 19, 1812. Captain Isaac Hull commanded the Constitution in a battle that would forever etch her name in history. As cannonballs from the Guerriere struck the Constitution, they appeared to bounce off her thick wooden hull, earning her the moniker Old Ironsides. Legend has it that a sailor shouted, "Huzzah! Her sides are made of iron." The resilience of the ship's live oak timbers gave the impression that the Constitution was impervious to British firepower. Captain Hull himself later recounted, in a letter to a friend, "We engaged the Guerriere for over 2 hours, the men steady at their posts. At one point, I feared the loss of our mainmast, but the ship held strong, stronger than I could have hoped. When I saw the British shot ricocheting off our hull, I knew that we had been blessed with a ship unmatched by any on the seas." Diary of a Sailor. Life aboard the Constitution. One of the many sailors aboard the Constitution during her years of service was Midshipman Nathaniel Barrett, whose journal offers us a glimpse into daily life on the ship during the War of 1812. His entry on the day of the battle with the Guerriere reads, August 19, 1812. The sun hung low on the horizon when the enemy frigate came into view. The air was tense, thick with anticipation as we readied our cannons. I could feel the weight of history in my bones as we moved into position. When the order to fire was given, the sound was like thunder rolling across the sea. We battled them hard, our decks awash in the smoke and roar of cannon fire. Yet the Constitution never faltered. She stood firm, like a mighty oak in a storm. The resilience of the Constitution became a source of pride for the crew, and Barrett's journal entries often reflect the growing sense of camaraderie and confidence among the sailors. Reminiscences. The peace and peril of the high seas. While the battles the Constitution fought are well documented, life aboard was not always full of action. Sailors spent weeks or even months at sea without encountering an enemy, giving them time to contemplate their lives and the vastness of the ocean. A letter written by John Brooks, a gunner's mate, to his wife during a long stretch of peace, illustrates the loneliness and longing of life at sea. Dear Sarah, it has been 3 months since I last set foot on land. The sea is endless and often merciless, but I am ever in awe of its beauty. There is something comforting in the rhythm of the waves, though it does little to ease the ache in my heart for home. The crew keeps in good spirits, but I yearn for the day I will see your face again. I hold on to the hope that this war will soon end, and we shall be together once more. Brooks' letter captures the duality of the sailor's life, caught between the duty to serve and the desire for peace. The Mediterranean adventure, the Barbary Wars. Long before the War of 1812, USS Constitution had already made her mark in the Mediterranean during the Barbary Wars, from 1801 to 1805. Under the command of Captain Edward Preble, Constitution was instrumental in blockading the port of Tripoli and engaging Barbary pirates who had been harassing American merchant ships. One story often told is that of Stephen Decatur, a young officer who led a daring raid to destroy the captured American ship USS Philadelphia, which had fallen into the hands of the pirates. Sailing aboard the Constitution, Decatur would later recount the intensity of the mission in a letter to his brother. I was filled with fear as we approached the Philadelphia under cover of darkness. The pirates were heavily armed, and we were outnumbered, but the men showed great courage. We boarded the ship in silence, and within minutes, the flames began to lick the rigging. It was a sight I shall never forget, the night sky ablaze with the burning hull of the Philadelphia. This daring raid earned Decatur national fame, and the Constitution's role in securing America's place on the global stage continued to grow. Old Ironsides retires, a hero's legacy. By the mid-19th century, advancements in naval technology rendered the Constitution obsolete for active service, and in 1830, a proposal to scrap the ship caused public outrage. Poet Oliver Wendell Holmes penned his famous poem, Old Ironsides, in protest. "I tear her tattered ensign down. Long has it waved on high, and many an eye has danced to see that banner in the sky." Holmes' poem galvanized public sentiment, leading to the preservation of the Constitution as a symbol of American heritage. Diary of a Visitor, a visit to Constitution. A century later, in the 1920s, as the Constitution underwent restoration, visitors flocked to see her in dry dock. One such visitor, a retired naval officer named Captain William Parker, kept a diary of his experience. April 12, 1925. Today, I stood upon the deck of Old Ironsides, and it was as though I had stepped back in time. I could almost hear the shouts of the crew and the crash of cannon fire echoing in the distance. The ship seemed alive with history, her timbers still holding the spirit of all who had served aboard her. I am proud to have witnessed this living piece of our nation's past. Parker's words reflect the awe and reverence felt by generations of Americans who have visited USS Constitution, a ship that has become much more than just a vessel. It is a symbol of the enduring spirit of the United States. The continuing legacy. Today, USS Constitution remains a powerful reminder of America's naval heritage. Though her days of battle are long behind her, she continues to serve as an educational tool, a tourist attraction, and a reminder of the courage and determination of those who built and sailed her. As we reflect on the lives of the sailors who walked her decks and the victories she secured, we are reminded that Constitution is not just a ship. It is a legend, a testament to the strength, resilience, and spirit of a nation forged at sea. If you're enjoying this story, please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating content that educates and empowers. To learn more about South Africa's leading accessibility software and to support our dyslexic-friendly initiative, visit www.polispeaksforyou.co.za. Thank you for watching. Diary of a Sailor. April 2025. Today, we had the honor of hoisting the flag aboard the USS Constitution. It has been centuries since her first voyage. Yet standing here, I feel the same pride that must have filled the hearts of those who once sailed her into battle. I will carry this memory with me for the rest of my life. Old Ironsides, still as strong and steadfast as ever.